Hello and welcome to another VanHack webinar. I'm Ilya and I'm here with three VanHackers who got hired last year. We have Priscila, André, and Rodrigo. But before we start, just do a quick sound check. Can you hear us? Can you see us? Hello? Can you guys put it in the chat like a yes or something like this, just to give us a thumbs up? And we know that technology is working. Okay, good. So thanks everyone for being here. It's good to see all of you here. And thank you so much for the three VanHackers who got hired for sharing their experience. So today we're going to talk about the recruiting mission because all three of the VanHackers here got hired during the recruiting fair, and all three of them are in three various stages of the relocation process. André is already in Canada. Rodrigo is leaving to go to Canada like next week. And Priscila is just finishing up her immigration. Will probably move sometime in maybe the next few months. Yeah, it's been really cool to see this event that we did in Sao Paulo now lead to them moving to Canada. And we're going to talk about how you can do the same thing as well. So let's get maybe started with a quick intro. So maybe ladies first. Priscila, can you tell us who you are, where you're from, where you're moving to, and just quickly introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Priscila. I'm from São Paulo. I'm a software engineer. I work with Java and Scala language, and I participated on event on March on the next year. And what more?
Yeah, you got hired. And you got hired, right?
Oh yes, sure. I'm going to Winnipeg, and I'm in the end of the process of the immigration.
Yeah.
And I'm awaiting my visa. That's it.
That's awesome. Thanks so much. Cool. Maybe we can go to Rodrigo next. So Rodrigo, where are you right now, and where are you moving to?
Okay. Now I'm Rio de Janeiro right now, but I used to live in São Paulo last year. I went to the VanHack fair in June. A friend of mine recommended the fair for me because he got hired in the first fair at March. I'm moving to Canada next Monday. I'm getting a flight to Saskatoon to work for Skip the Dishes. I'm a mobile developer with 8 years experience, and I think that's it for now.
Awesome. Mobile dev. Okay, and then we have André, who's actually been in Canada since September, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm in Winnipeg. I started working in October and participated in the fair in March last year. So, and I'm a Java developer. I've been working in software development since 2002, so I have a lot of experience. That's it. I'm trying to get things going here in Canada. So it's a lovely place here in Winnipeg, and that's it.
Awesome. Thanks, guys, for introducing yourselves. And so, yeah, I guess, how was the event itself? Like, how was the difference maybe between applying for jobs on VanHack just through the platform versus like actually going physically to Sao Paulo and attending and meeting a company in person? Anyone can answer this question.
Sorry, could you repeat this, please? What?
How was it going to an event in person? How was the difference of the in-person aspect of the recruiting fair?
Yeah. Please, Rodrigo.
Okay, go ahead.
No, please.
Okay.
Rodrigo, go ahead.
Well, comparing with a regular interview, I think the main difference is the time, of course, because you have just about 15 minutes to introduce yourself and talk about your previous experience. So you have to sell yourself really good in just 15 minutes, which could be quite, how can I say, nervous maybe, but it is intense. So if I can give you guys a tip, I would say that keep it cool, like keep calm, and try to relax and just treat this as a regular job interview, because it's in the end of the day, it's only a job interview. So try to relax, because if you get nervous, it would be harder for you.
Cool. That's a good question. So let me just ask everyone here who's with us on the chat, like, who here has maybe been to one of the events before, or is applied to the event in March? Has any, like, in the chat, if you guys can just say me, or yeah, let us know, because I want to know, because we're going to do some changes between how the event was last year and this year. One of the things we're doing is we're expanding the time the company will interview, so it'll be like half an hour at least, to make it a little bit more deep. Cool, awesome. So good to see everyone who's applied here. So probably a lot of you will be selected, and a lot of you will be able to use this knowledge. So hopefully it helps you. Cool. Yeah. And André, you wanted to say something as well, right?
I'm what? Sorry.
You wanted to say something? You wanted to answer the question?
Oh,
as well?
Yes, about the interview in person and compared to a remote interview. Well, in person can explain better, like you are face to face, so you can see better the facial expressions and things like that. So in person, I think it's better than a remote interview, because you have the ability to see better. So there isn't a technology wall. Like technology today is okay, but in person we get more details about the non-verbal communication as well. So that's what it was really it's better from in my point of view.
Awesome. Cool. Priscila, yeah.
I would like to
add
to say one thing is that one important thing is you be very directly about your knowledge, like the technology that you work, how is the environment that you work, because these questions could be asked for you, and don't be nervous. It's very hard. You try to calm me.
yeah, you were super nervous. You were super worried.
Yes, but I think do your best, be yourself, try to show like you are happy to be there, and they like this.
Yeah, they want people who are passionate to work for them, right?
Yes.
Yeah. That's awesome advice.
Elia, may I add something on top of that?
Yeah, of course. Go ahead.
One thing that helped me a lot during my interview, and it also helped me to keep calm, was to search for the company that you're applying for. So try to learn as much as you can about the business model, what they do, because and if you work with some business related of the company, it would also be cool. It will help you to show them that you can help them a lot. So basically, what you do for a regular interview.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Like, align your skills and strengths with the company's mission, and show them how you can help take them forward. So, Rodrigo, you are a mobile engineer, right? So you're like, I can build you an awesome app, because you guys are a mobile company. You need strong mobile engineering, and they're like, yeah, you're right. Let's hire you to do that.
Yes, in my case, it was like Skip the Dishes has 3 different mobile apps, and I knew that beforehand. So I get there and I said, oh, you have this app, this other app, and this other app, and I did something similar that with this app that you have, and I think I can bring my past company to increase value in this product that you have. So it's like explaining how you fit at the company,
Nice. There's a question here about GitHub. Did you guys, did you all have GitHub? A lot of projects on GitHub. Like, how was the coding challenge part of it? Because during the hackathon, like, it is a hackathon, right? The Sao Paulo event. So you do create a project on VanHack and submit on GitHub. And so how was that project for the 3 of you? Maybe you could all comment on your experience. Whoever wants to go first.
In my case, we had to develop REST API and they give to us they gave to us some models, but you need to try to discover the other models by the endpoint, for example. So it's not a hard was not a hard project. You can do that if you know REST APIs.
Yeah.
But it's a lot of things to do. The interviews and the project, and you go to other interviews and back to the project.
You're busy all day. Yeah.
Yes.
It's good, right? You have time. You kind of can really, like you're busy, so you have to always be, you don't get too nervous because of this, because you're always thinking the next thing and, okay, let's go fast, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I'm sorry.
No, please. I just compliment you.
Thank you. So no, just to explain. For example, I go through the first interview. I went to the first interview, and when I back, I already received a message with, "Oh, you need to go to the next interview," and I didn't have a time to write in the code. Oh my God, I need to write the code.
Time management is a really hard task, but yes, you have to be careful with that. I would say that we should keep focused on what we have to do. So keep focused on the objective of the challenge, because interruptions like that will happen. So I would say that read carefully the challenge. And focus on what you have to do. So try to do the essential part, and if you have more time, try to do something else. But the essential part of the challenge, the core thing, focus on that and finish that with quality. And then if you have more time, then do something else. Because I've seen people that was trying to do a lot of things, and the time is not enough. So keep doing the core of what was requested on the challenge, because interruptions like you have to go to the interview now, and things can get crazy, and you have to manage your time. So I would say that to keep focus on the challenge, on the core of the challenge.
Makes sense. Yeah, definitely. It's part of the test, right? How well you can manage your time.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Rodrigo.
Well, my experience was a bit different from the guys from the March Fair, because for Skip Editions in the June Fair, it was like an open team. You could build whatever you wanted to build. So it was a bit hard for me because I was not ready for that. I didn't took in account that possibility, and I spent a few time trying to discover which app should I build, So if I can give you guys a tip, so be ready for had to kind of for open teams, like build whatever you want with the technologies that you know. So if you have some sort of idea in mind, it will be nice, because it was something that was kind of hard for me. Regarding the interviews, my first interview was 2 p.m. So I started coding before my first interview, which was something that was good for me, because I was able to, to warm up coding before going to the interview. I think it was good for me. My second interview was at the end of the day, and I was pretty much done with my code. And regarding the code itself, a tip that I can give you guys is try to keep it simple, focus on code quality. So I built, I'm a mobile developer, so I built an application with a kind of ugly face, but with a nice code, with a testable code, with unit tests. And I'm pretty sure that it helped me to get hired.
That's awesome. Yeah, like the way you approach the coding test and your mindset really makes a big difference in how employers see you and how mature you are. I think the fact that you took time to realize there was 3 apps and really think through the best way to present something. If you guys want to see examples of previous or of the projects, they're actually all on the VanHack platform. So let me try and find them and share them here with everyone. Bonus content. We don't share this with everyone. So the fact that you came to the webinar, you guys get to see these like other VanHackers. It's all open source projects, right? It's all on GitHub and yeah, cool. And then how about the visa part? That's something that a lot of people have kind of questions about, and like, how has that been? Has it been complicated? What have you had to do from your end to prepare and then do a good job with? So maybe like, let's say someone does get hired. What do they maybe need to do to anticipate? And what would you wish you would have known about the visa before you got hired? Anyone can.
Okay, I can start now because it has been a long time ago, but I try to remember. The company that hired me gave me a lot of information for the visa. So they told me which documents were required for submitting the to the Canada government. So they have helped me a lot with that. So it's a plus in my case. But I would say that the website of the Canada government has a lot of information, and it should be your source of truth. You know, the information is out there on the website of the SIC or IRCC. It's the government sites that you can find the information there. So, it usually what's required is your basic documents like IDs and diplomas and your transcript, which is in Brazil we have a name for a different name for a transcript. It's like where all your grades are from the university. So you have to yes.
Translate that.
Yes. So it was. I think it was the most difficult part was to get my transcript sent to the validation, because I had to submit to a company called West to validate my my diploma, and this transcript has to be sent by the university, or you go to the university and ask them to prepare an envelope, then you send to them. So it was the most difficult to understand.
Bureaucratic. The most hard thing was the Brazil part.
Yes. Exactly. But after that, it was pretty straightforward. Just follow the instructions on the website. So after that, it was quite easy. You have to be careful with the accuracy of the information. So just when you fill the forms, just be careful to type the correct information and everything. So to avoid modifying, have to modify it later. So that's it.
Cool. And just I see in the comments just quickly that people are seeing the project. So if you want to see the Sao Paulo event projects, just to get an idea of what people need to build or people have built, may be something good to practice before the event in March. So I just to know, I shared in the chat. But yeah, definitely the visa isn't too hard. I agree. And Rodrigo, I think you had something you wanted to say. Sorry.
Well, my case was quite, how can I say, unusual, let's say like this, because I didn't translate any documents. I just scanned everything. I required the recommendation letters already in English, so I didn't have to translate it from the company. So I used the model, a model that a friend of mine gave me, and I sent to the companies and asked them to sign and stamp, but the other documents, like how can I say, all the other documents, my common law documents, etc., it wasn't, I didn't translate anything. I just submitted to the website, and my visa was approved in 3 days, 3 regular days, and they asked for my passport.
Wow.
So, but I wouldn't, so if you want to make sure that everything will go for the best, maybe it's best to translate all the documents that you have to submit, but maybe it's nice for you guys to know that I didn't have to translate anything. But my visa was like a global talent stream. I think if you are going for a nominal like SIMP or
Provincial.
something like that.
Yeah, provincial nominee program.
Yeah, provincial. Maybe it's quite it's tough. It's harder to go this way, but yeah, for me it was like this.
Cool.
Yes,
all
I
right,
think
maybe. Sorry, go ahead.
Okay, I think like the Rodrigo said, the point is you have two ways to immigrate. You have go by provincial, it's more late, and you have the LEMIA. I don't know if you pronounce like that.
LMIA.
LMIA.
Yeah.
Okay,
Labor Market Impact Assessment.
Yes.
And
Wow.
I think probably Rodrigo go through this process. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the bad thing when you go by provincial with the process that I am immigrating is you have a lot of documents that you need to get before give the entry to the visa. So the good point is that you are able to apply to residence permanent before you arrive in Canada. So you don't need to wait in 6 months. I think you
get a PR. You arrive with a PR.
Yes.
That's cool.
So I think it's bad, but it's good.
Yeah, exactly. Wait a little bit longer. It both have their pros and cons.
Yes.
Yeah. But cool. My experience was the company decided for me which path should I follow. So I think for you guys, if you guys get hired, it will be the same. Probably the company will ask you some questions to decide which is the best path for you to follow, So if you go for express entry, global talent stream, for me it was quite fast, like 3 days, as I said. The moment I finished all the submitting everything in the website, I got an approval in 3 days. But I have some friends with the same process who are taking a few weeks to be accepted. So I don't know why. Maybe I got lucky.
Yeah, usually it's 2 weeks. You did get lucky.
Yeah,
2 weeks. That's good though.
So yeah, really good. I was able to go like right now. And some guys quit the job before getting a visa approval. Yeah, this is something that it's up to you guys, but don't do that,
Yeah.
Because it could take more time than the expected. Yeah. So you can submit something wrong, and then they will ask you to submit something else, and then it will take more time to be accepted. So play it safe, okay?
Nice, smart. Okay, cool. Well, I just want to do a pause. We're almost halfway here, so like halftime pause, and see if anyone has questions. So I think it's this side for you. If you can see in the chat, I see Fabio says hi. Which languages are required? Is asking Vinicius. So the languages change all the time because we're always getting new companies. So like any of the major programming languages like .NET, Java, Android, Scala, like DevOps, all those skills are always needed. So it's not like there's any specific required skill. Like I think all three of you, except I guess Priscila and Andre, are Java developers, right? But you also have different specialties. So yeah, what are the steps in the event? So the steps in the event are in the Saturday morning. Saturday morning. You have both days are the same. Saturday and Sunday are the same. So the day goes like this. You come at before 8 a.m. for registration, 7:30, 8 a.m. for registration. You do a little bit of networking with the companies that are there. 9 a.m. sharp, we start. The companies present themselves. They pitch themselves 5 minutes each, saying, hey, you should work for my company. This is where we're from, blah, blah, blah. Hackathon starts at 10. People during the hackathon have interviews throughout the day that you get pre-scheduled. And then there'll be a networking session at night where you can bring your families and just kind of have a more relaxed. And there's food and coffee provided throughout the whole event. And then, so that happens on Saturday and Sunday. And so we have two groups of about 250 to 300 people 100 to 150 people per day on Saturday and then Sunday again. So if you have questions, any other questions, feel free to ask. When the companies do the job offers, actually, you guys can answer this. How long did it take for the event to the offer for all of you? Like, was it a month, 2 months? Do you remember?
Well, in my case, it took about 2 months, 2.5 months, I think. And to be honest, I don't know why. But well, the funny thing is, after the event, after the 2 interviews that I had during the event, they scheduled a third interview, which I did from my home. It took 40 minutes. It was like the last interview I felt that.
Yeah.
But they kind of took a while to do the offer. But I think it was because Skip were hiring like lots of developers, so maybe they got stuck in the middle of so many candidates and offers to make. But
Yes,
I
in my
think
case it was less. I think it was 1 month. It's less than 1 month actually, but it was quite fast.
Yeah. Tell me more.
In my case, it was 3 weeks. I got the offer.
Wow. So you go to the event, and 3 weeks later you have a job offer.
Yeah.
And sponsored visa for the whole family. Right? The visa is for your wife and husband and your kids.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, but in my case it was not sponsored. I had to pay for the visa, but it's not that much. Just to in terms of comparison, I got a job offer from UK too, and the visa was like 3 times the price that I paid for Canada. So it's not expensive at all.
Awesome. Yeah, it's like I think about 500 to 1,000 reais, depending on how many people you have in your family, right?
Yes, I don't remember. It's a lot of time.
It was
but it's worth it.
500.
Yeah.
$500 Canadian.
I think by provincial, I think we pay something close to 300 euros.
I think so. Yes.
As for all the process.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think it's worth it, right? Because your salaries are pretty good for where you're moving to.
Yes, of course.
Okay. Well, sorry, I just got a message. So here, a question from Fabio saying the only vacancies are in Vancouver. No. There's jobs across Canada and actually also in Europe as well. So you could get hired in this recruiting fair, this next one in March in Europe, and also in Canada. He says can't go to Brazil for space remote interview. We might be doing remote interviews, but we're focusing right now on getting everyone hired who's coming to the event. And if that doesn't happen, then maybe we'll think about remote as well. But we're always doing remote. We have 3 VanHackers who have been hired in 2019 already. So yeah, it's like 3 hires in 9 days with weekends and stuff. So like people are always getting hired remotely. So you can just apply on our job board that we just redesigned. Okay, so I just want to maybe we have still half an hour here, but I wanted to see with everyone who's on the webinar, or specifically actually André, because you are living in Canada. Can you maybe talk about like what's life been like? How was it passing Christmas in Canada? How is the work environment different from Brazil? That kind of stuff. Can you please share that?
Yes. So the work environment here, well, in the company I'm working on is quite similar to what I had in Brazil. It's it's open, so everyone has your own place. In the company I work on, they have a policy of bringing your own device. So I bought my notebook when I was in Brazil, and I work on my computer, so I can, for example, I can work from home, it's okay. It's not usual to work from home, but we can do this. In the environment, it's really nice because, for example, we have some sort of autonomy because I can arrive in the best time for me, and do my work, do what I have to do, and unless it is arranged with the team. So it's okay. The environment, it's really nice. It's not cold. If someone's wondering, it's very warm actually. And winter here is this winter in particular. It's not so cold than the years before. So. But anyway, and what about the Christmas? It was really a nice time. The city becomes very lightful. You know, there is some what can I say, things to see on the streets. I was here in October as well, so I could see what's very different from us in Brazil is the Halloween. Usually we don't have Halloween in Brazil, at least where I lived in Brazil, but it's really nice to see that thing here. So that's it. I think that answers your question.
Yeah, yeah. So, well, you're enjoying it overall. That's the
oh
big
yeah,
thing, right?
sure, for sure, yes.
Cool. All right. So yeah, I guess what would be maybe one thing you would do differently between the last fair and this fair? Like, sorry, if you were to go again to an event, like what would you do that would maybe help you prepare better or help you increase your chance of getting hired? I remember we talked about staying relaxed, staying focused, thinking about the coding test. Is there anything else you guys can think of as kind of things you wish you knew before coming to the recruiting fair?
Well, I think
yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, the best tip I can give is to relax, because I think I did well during the two interviews, but I was quite anxious, because I left the event pretty sure that I didn't make it through. I was pretty sure that I failed the second interview, because it was supposed to take 15 minutes and I finished it in 9 minutes. And I was like, oh, the guy didn't like me, because if he liked me, it would take 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And I start to kind of, how can I say, hurt myself mentally,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
because I was super anxious about that. And in the end, it was okay. I did well and I got hurt, but I think if I relaxed much, I would be able to speak even better about my past experience and what I can bring to the company.
Awesome. That's awesome. Like the mental stress. You're there. There's all these other people there. Like it's kind of like a competition almost. Like there are jobs for everyone, but like people tend to be really nervous and don't take it so seriously. Like it's just one worst case scenario. You get a free food for a day and a nice free English class, right?
Yeah,
so you have nothing to lose. Yeah,
some networking also. And there's other thing that kind of was bad thing for me, I think. So don't compare yourself to the other candidates in terms of how many interviews you are doing or not, because back in my job fair, I saw that some guys did three interviews and I just did 2, and I thought that I failed because I was not invited to the third interview. But sometimes it's just a time-related thing, It doesn't mean that you didn't make it through, So the company will give you a proper feedback after. So don't start thinking too much about this. Yeah. Try to relax, focus on your code quality and the project that you will deliver, and focus and be calm to be able to sell yourself to the company in the best way possible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, awesome.
Yeah, try to do your best.
Yeah, sorry. I just want to say, Daniel, you're from Colombia, so you can definitely come to Sao Paulo from Colombia if you want. We accept people from all over the world, so if you want to be there, it's not just people from Brazil. Last time we had someone from Cuba get hired. So if you want to come from Colombia, come over, and you just gotta fly to Sao Paulo. So that's all you need to do. André, you want to say something?
Yes, just to, the question was what I'd like to know before the fair. So just to try to do the best you can. do not worry and do more than you should do. Just what you know. Use all your knowledge, your previous knowledge, and try to show the things that you know. Just try to show this, not more, but than that, not than this. So and try to not get too stressed. So to just relax it. It's important to say that again. Just try to relax and try to do your best. Everything, try to show everything you know, not more than that. That's what I would say.
Yeah, that's so true. That's so true. And you really have to be like preparing well for this. It's not just something you just come. Like if you're selected to the fair, you are serious. Like don't. It's not a joke. It's real. So if you get selected and you don't come, you're taking some spots from someone else. So let us know, and like we can reschedule and get you to another event in the future. But don't say you're gonna go and then don't show up. That is a huge red flag, and companies hate this. It shows you're not serious. So Marcelo, we are working hard to do verification, and we are I can give people updates as to where we are for the current event. I think the current event we have about 300 spots. We've had about 1,500 applicants, and so now we're doing a HackerRank test and an English verification call, as well as seeing what skills that the companies are looking for to choose the best 300 people. When is the next event anywhere in US West Coast? Srinath, I'll be in the US West Coast next week or in 2 weeks. Just email me at vanhack.com and we can talk about it for sure. Cool. Anyways, I think André had some issues here. Priscila, did you have anything you wanted to add?
To be honest.
Oh no, sorry. No, Priscila. Let's let Priscila add something and then.
Oh, sorry.
Go next. No problem. We have a guest.
My ear.
Priscila, I can't hear you. You're on mute.
You're mute.
Who is this, André?
That's my youngest child. She's Bianca. She's 4 years old.
Hey, Bianca, você tá com frio?
Tá com frio?
No?
Priscila, we can't hear you.
She's okay.
Yeah, Priscila, I think you have some issues with your headphones.
Sorry, I clicked
there you
here.
go. You're back.
Go ahead.
So I agree with Rodrigo. You try to relax. You don't have a try to. You don't have time to improvise something. So try to be yourself. Express how much you can. All your experience. And try to demonstrate the technology that you work and the projects that you work. Maybe they can ask you something about things that you work, or if you work with things similar of the company you work through, things like that. And I think it.
That's great. That's great. I think you're absolutely right. Harold's asking how many people were hired last year or last fair. I think it was 40 in the second one and 65 in the first one, so over 100. And Ali's asking, do you have any plan for an event somewhere in Asia? Yeah, we're looking into do an event in India, probably in Bangalore, Hyderabad, and Pune. In the end of in the second part of 2019. So yes, Ali, I don't know where you're from, but cool. And bye, Alvaro. Anyways, cool. So Juliana's asking, I think she maybe came late, is anyone in Canada already? So Andre's in Canada and Rodrigo's going there next week. And then Priscilla's going in the next 2 weeks. So yeah, cool. Ali from Iran, awesome. That's awesome. Let's talk more about this, Ali. Send me an email. Okay, there's going to be a lot of questions here on the side. I know, Rodrigo, you said you have some more stuff to share, so I'll let you do that, and then we can kind of keep going and finish up the webinar here.
Well, about preparing for the fair, there's something that I did that helped me a lot, which was the mock interviews. So I did 2 mock interviews, one from Elia itself and one from with yeah, I forgot the name of the girl that helped me. So it helped me a lot to gain more confidence about my English, and I was able to synthesize my experience in short time, because I got help with this. So if you guys can, please do this.
Awesome, so smart. Yeah, we do mock interviews with all of our VanHackers who get selected, and sometimes more than one. So for sure, Rodrigo, like, thank you for saying that, because I'm glad to see what we do is paying off, and we're always trying to learn to do a better job. But everyone is always getting a mock interview, and this really helps people get hired. So we'll have like 10 people from our team at the event. It's a cool way for us to meet you. Another thing that I haven't told anyone actually publicly yet, because it's my first webinar of the year, is that I'm going to do a tour in Brazil. I'm going to go to Rio, Porto Alegre, Curitiba, Fortaleza, probably Recife, and Sao Paulo, and BH, to meet VanHackers. And it won't be a recruiting fair, it'll be just a meetup, but it's a way for us to chat. So if there's anyone from those cities here on the webinar, just watch out for that. It's coming soon. And also going to different countries. So we are going to India, we are going to Russia, Ukraine, and maybe even Africa this year. Salvador, good question, I don't know. Florianopolis, yeah, that might be one we add on, we'll see. We basically just want to meet as many VanHackers as possible in a couple of weeks trip. Anyways, I know we're kind of Colombia, small time in this. Yeah, all over the country, guys. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Cool. So yeah, how like for all three of you, like how do you envision yourselves in maybe in like 2 or 3 years? Where do you see your career? Where do you see yourself living? What is it worth the relocation? Is it worth all this effort and energy and money and time? How do you feel about it, especially now that it's happened or / happening for you?
Well, okay. Yes, in 2 years or 3, I'm expecting to have my permanent residence here in Canada. So it's something that it takes time. You have to be a little bit patient, because I just submitted my documents to the government. So it takes around 1 year or more in my case. And but in the company, my expectations is to grow and to get more involved in the things related to my work. So I just today I had my first salary increase. So yes, I was kind of promoted today.
Wow!
So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. But you have to do your best to get recognized and to get more involved with the things on the company. So, that's what I say. Well, in 2 or 3 years, I see that I can be, higher, playing higher roles in the company, and of course develop my skills and etc.
That's awesome.
Okay.
Thanks, André. Priscila, Rodrigo, any thoughts?
Okay. Yeah. Well, I've been switching companies. I've been 2 different companies in the past 2 years. So I spent less than a year in each one. So from now on, I hope to create some roots in this company that I'm going to. I hope to grow inside the company. I can't say much because I didn't start working yet, but I have really huge expectations about the company, because Skip the Dishes is a big company. They are growing a lot, and they are expanding to so many different cities. So that's what I expect, like professionally and personally. I have a 7-month baby, so I hope to feel how can I say, feel home in Saskatoon with my wife and my baby. So and then try to get the permanent residence. I don't know if it will be possible, but I hope it will be.
Yeah.
And if everything goes for the best, maybe in 3 years to buy my own house and live in my own place and to create roots in the city, because Saskatoon seems to be a wonderful city. I think that's it.
That's awesome. That's
Okay.
awesome. It is a wonderful city. Go ahead, Priscilla.
Mhm. So, well, firstly, I hope my visa, I receive my visa as soon as possible. I expect to go to Winnipeg on February, and when I arrive there, I will start to fill the documents to PR, and I expect to receive it in 1 year. I'm based in the other guy, the just apply it, and in the company. Well, I say to the manager, I said to manager that I love code, and I really I'm anxious to code again, and Skip have a lot of things to work inside the company. You have opportunities in a lot of areas there. So I can work like a data engineer, something that I really like to. And so I really like to crecer na empresa.
Grow in the company.
Grow in the company, that's it.
Cool, awesome. Well, I'm sure you will. I'm sure they'll give you lots of opportunities to do so. So don't worry. Yeah, and I think everyone should have this idea that, like, you know, you're coming and it's gonna be challenging, but I think at the end of the day, like, you know, it's definitely worth it and a step forward in your life and your career, right? So yeah, cool. Let's maybe take the last like 3 or 5, 10 minutes here to answer some questions in the chat. So anyone, if you guys want to, like, just start answering questions. Someone here says, oh, question for me. So list of companies that are going to participate in the mission. That's only for people who are selected, and we will be sharing that. Though you guys, I don't know if you know this, but you have until January 15th, which is next Tuesday, to finish the coding test. So if you haven't finished the coding test, like, please do that as soon as possible, like this weekend, ideally. So everyone who likes to leave coding test the last minute, this is literally the last minute before next Tuesday. So make sure you do that if you are one of the people who wants to apply and hasn't done that yet. And yeah, like, do you guys have any questions, people like who are watching this? So Rowan, David says, oh, he was answering a question. So salary, all family members relocated, yes. How long take the code test to be verified? Well, as long as you do it before the 15th, that's what matters. It's like, just don't worry if it's verified or not, but like, as long as you've done it. Because we actually have the results live, we just don't have the API to the VanHack profile yet. We're building a HackerRank API with the VanHack platform. So soon you'll be able to see your coding tests just on your VanHack platform. So they're asking about positions. So Juliana's asking about, are you senior, junior, intermediate? What's like the level of your position, or what's your job title for all three of you?
Okay. My case is senior Java developer.
Well, in Brazil, I'm a senior Java developer, but in my offer doesn't have a level explicitly, so I don't know.
Cool.
Yeah, for me it's quite the same. But regarding the, like, how much they offered me, I think it's senior level.
Yeah, I think all three of you are senior level, so yeah.
Yeah.
But really, that's such a difficult thing to say. What's senior for one company is not senior for another. It just, as long as you're happy with the salary, and you know, it doesn't matter what the job title is. The job title could be, I'm a I don't know, Jedi Java developer level. I don't know what that means, right? It's all just a label. As long as you're good and you got the job, that's what matters.
I think
one.
Sorry.
No,
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
So I think one important thing about the salary is that the people have a fear about, oh my God, it's sufficient for my family, for me. So, for example, I'm going to Winnipeg, and the people already established there. Some guys just established there, and my feeling is that Winnipeg is not expensive place to live.
Cheap.
Yeah, it's cheap.
Yeah.
Perfect. I forgot. So, and your salary is very, very okay for you live there. Yeah.
You can have a house, a car.
Yeah, house, a car, everything.
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Saskatoon as well, right?
That's what I would say. So it's quite hard to. Sorry, it's quite hard to like to know if the salary is good or not before doing some research about the city and the life costs and etc. There's some websites that there you can see like how much you would pay for to rent an apartment, like to buy a car, and then you can realize if it makes sense for you or not. So, and if not, maybe you can try to negotiate with the company. And my experience, I negotiated with Skip the Dishes, and I got some a small increase in my not that small. It was a good increase in my annual salary because of some points that I made through the end. So you can always try. So
that's awesome.
But it's not guaranteed that you get a better offer. But
yeah.
So do some research.
You should be smart about it. So I just shared a link, the Numio cost of living. Just put in the city there. You can see. But like, let's just get into the numbers. And I do have a whiteboard here, so maybe I'll draw. Just kidding. Like if you make, let's say, $100,000, or let's say even $80,000 a year, that's probably like $5,000 to $6,000 a month. If your rent costs $1,500 for a 3-bedroom, you have like $3,500 that you can live on for whatever you want. And food is pretty cheap, and you have free medical, you have free education for your kids, pretty much cheap public transport that works, and pretty cheap cars. So it's easy to live in a city like this. And that's actually one of my favorite parts about helping VanHackers move to places like Calgary, Manitoba, like Winnipeg, and Saskatoon, as well as the prairies or other like places like there's many like kind of mid-sized places, middle market places they call it. I don't know which is the right name, but the growing markets that aren't the main metropolitan areas, the more rural parts of Canada, and companies really in those regions of Canada or even the world are really more likely to hire from abroad. So if you're a VanHacker, think about that as maybe like you want to move there and your quality of life will be so good compared to other cities.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks again, Priscila, Rodrigo, and André for your help, for sharing your experience. I hope everyone who's here, wow, I see a lot of links being shared, so that's awesome. Hopefully, yeah, that helps everyone. Good luck if you haven't applied yet to the event. Apply if you have applied. Do your coding test, and we will get back to you before the end of January about who's selected. And if you still, maybe we have a few questions to ask you about your profile. But yeah, our goal is to have over 100 developers or VanHackers hired in the next event. And hopefully you watching this webinar are one of them. If you have watched this webinar, you see me at the event in Sao Paulo, say I was on the webinar, and I'll know you were one of the only 100 people that were in the webinar. So that'd be really cool. Yeah, that'd be great. So Jessica's asking a question. Yeah, companies usually, just to finish, about relocation packages. Like, did the company help you with the relocation package for everyone? For you to pay by your flights and things like this?
Yes, in my case, they paid my flight and 2 weeks here. So I was staying in a hotel for 2 weeks. It's more than enough to find a place to live. And my air tickets. It was, but it depends. It depends on the company, actually.
Cool. Okay. Well, oh yeah, sorry, just another thing. Really good website, Simple Tax Calculator. That'll show you exactly how much you're making per year, and you can just do the math. But yeah, Victor, we will probably go to Nigeria, yes. Cool, guys. Well, if you want to watch the replay of this, it'll be on our YouTube channel. If you have any questions, just reach out to our team, contact@vanhack.com. If you haven't applied to the Sao Paulo event, do it here. And thank you so much, Rodrigo, Andre, and Priscilla, for your help. I have to go now, so we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Bye.
Leah.
Thanks. Oh yeah, Rodrigo, you have one more thing?
Bye-bye. Would you mind if I share my LinkedIn with the guys in case
Yeah, of
someone
course.
wants to reach me to ask something?
Yeah, you can.
Okay, guys, this is my LinkedIn profile. So feel free to add me and contact me if you guys make it through and need some make some questions about the visa and etc. So
Okay.
yeah.
Cool. Thanks,
So,
Rodrigo.
bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.